6-2 at the major break.
They had their moments, the Bombers. That was 4 out of the last 5 goals when Davey kicked that one, but the Eagles were strong again at the end after winning it early, and they lead 10-8 to 6-2 at the long break. So we're back to a 5-goal game, Tim, and they really have dominated, and their stars set it up early. Players like Judd and Cox.
Well, Cox was just magnificent around the stoppages in that first quarter and that second quarter. He's had 13 hit-outs. He's been the dominant ruckman on the ground so far. The centre-bounce clearances are 11-6. In the favour of the Eagles, but it's just the work he does outside. Look, he gets his body into the right position, he hits the ball both left and right hand, and he's been able to give those ground level players some just terrific supply.
What about Judd?
Well, Judd is just outstanding. He's been picked up by Pepperell, but he's just had so much power around the stoppages. 17 possessions to half-time. We see Cox just giving the ball to him there. He had 11 possessions in the second quarter. He's taken the ball inside 50 on 4 occasions, and he's had 4 clearances too, but he just generates so much power, and we saw Kerr just handballing the ball to him on a number of occasions too, almost just knowing that Judd's going to run forward of the contest and he'll be there waiting for the ball.
And Camporelli repaid that, didn't he?
He did. He came onto the ground, and there's a goal. A really smart bit of work from him at ground level to kick that goal in the second quarter.
And got another one too, so a couple of goals to Camporelli. The match stats to half-time, you'd imagine the Bombers are going to be decimated here.
Well, they've just dominated, haven't they? They've just had so much of the ball, the West Coast Eagles. They're the handball numbers there, 95 to 600. Looking at those stats before the game, we commented on how the fact that they'd had 600 more handballs to this stage of the season than Essendon. They move the ball so well. Their marks inside 50 there too. Lucas and Lloyd haven't been a factor in this first half of football. 10 marks, and a number of those marks have almost been on the goal line for the West Coast Eagles. So it hasn't just been their midfield domination, it's actually been their forwards that have been able to take the ball inside their attacking 50 as well.
Football, and certainly the West Coast Eagles dominating. Great start by them tonight. They lead at the major break by 30 points after they led by 29 at quarter time. Staker's got 2 goals and Camporelli has 2 for the Bombers.
2-8 in the first half. Essendon get back within some sort of touch in the second quarter. So yeah, if you love your AFL, and why not, Big Pond Sport on Demand, you can be really part of the action. So let's go down and join Ricky. And Ricky, the big talking point for Essendon in the first half, and the injury was Brent Stanton.
Yeah, we saw Stanton come off halfway through that second quarter with a ankle injury. He actually hurt a tendon around his ankle. He did come back on the ground for a couple of minutes, got 1 possession, but had to come back off again with too much pain. You see him there pull up very sharply. He's actually injured a tendon around the ankle. They've had a good look at him at half-time, done a fair bit of work, but he's very doubtful to come back on in this second half. He just can't put any weight to that ankle at all.
Good on you, Rick. Friday night football. The Bombers with a lot to do. They got to within 17 points from memory in that second term. Now the margin is 30. Lloyd, a costly miss 2/3 of the way through that last term. Third quarter, West Coast Eagles on top. Cox, very conscious of Hill, directs it down, intended for Kerr, stolen away by Judd. Well done though by Davey. Pepperell towards half forward. Jones in best position. He's played well across half-back. Unsung hero. Cox again. They fan out so quickly, the West Coast Eagles, towards half-forward. McVeigh carried under the ball. Davey with the pace goes back, took his eye off the ball. Stake up, holding the ball. Umpire Kennedy, game number 400.
Just a really good tackle there. He had an arm, and he had a prior opportunity. Another good decision.
Here's Fletcher. Over the top, Winderlich. Alongside, sold into trouble. Camporelli back to Winderlich. Oh, clever. That was very good under real duress. Welsh kicks it beyond the wing. Pepperell didn't have to break stride. McPhee needs to lift 55 metres out. Poor kick. Bounces it inside the 50. Lloyd gets the crumb. Kicks around the corner. Bounces left to right. Gets the goal.
Well, Adam McPhee is very lucky that Matthew Lloyd is very clever, because it hasn't been McPhee's night tonight. But what a finish by Matty Lloyd. It was all set up right there. Winderlich, smart play, got it out. Peverill saw it, came, gave it off to McPhee. I think McPhee should just worry about kicking the ball long, but that is one hell of a finish.
A good goal for the Bombers. Back to 4 the margin. West Coast has had so much domination through this match. Well, Hill's done that a few times. Prittis caught high.
Too high there.
And Monfries, who laid the tackles, had such a quiet night. Just the 2 touches.
Barely seen him.
He needs to lift. Selwood to the pocket. Lynch and Michael, who had hold of one arm. McVeigh in the back, no free kick. Back to Lynch. Lynch bangs it back to the goal square. Rosa, no, Staker I should say, such a strong player. Not such a good handball though. And then Hurd. Now this is an important one. Camporelli doesn't sit. Well, he just did not get clear of Stengline. McPhee was on, it comes back to Chick, and Chick's searching and searching, and now finds a target.
Prittis gave it to Braun. 18 possessions now for Stengline, sends it inside the forward 50, not his best. And the mark is held by Hill. Early going 3rd term, virtually a sellout crowd at the Dome. Bitterly cold night outside. Great to be indoors. Whoops, Monfries. In the defensive goal square, short to Michael. Winderlich. Cross half back and he's away. The runner.
Oh, he's quick.
Look at him go. Kicks inside the 50. Lucas! Oh, that's a good mark.
Can't buy quick players, can you? They're just great to watch. They open it up. And it's amazing how many things just pan out when you do take players on. And he did that and it just unfolded in front of him. Good hands there by Lucas. Hasn't had a lot of it tonight. If he kicks this, great start for the Bombers.
They keep on coming. Scott Lucas, normally reliable, and this is no exception. Splits the middle. Scott Lucas, 2 goals tonight, reaches a milestone, 400 in his career, Bruce.
It's a heck of an effort, and he's got some great Bombers in front of him who have kicked over the 400, and Lloyd closing in on 8 tonight. So Lloyd and Lucas with goals in the second half. Prittis again, and Davey important there. Brown kicks to the goal square. Staker, Ryder, and Ryder just worked him underneath it. So an 18-point margin. 17 has been the smallest since they got going. So Stanton the man out. Watson, Johnson, Laycock sitting it out as the Bombers make a bit of a run. So 4 goals now between Lucas and Lloyd.
Starting to step into it, aren't they?
Hill, free kick.
Yeah. That's the advantage of getting front position.
So Hurd to Johnson.
Away again.
To Bolton. And then Bolton down the line. Lloyd, Lucas almost. Then went to ground. Important ball here. Glass, Hunter. There's a bit of talent in that little contest. Hunter wide. Gee, Brown's impressive, isn't he? Looks like he's been there forever, the 18-year-old. The kick to Staker. Ryder at the back. Bolton's handball. Heard a whistle. Allowed to go on. Monfries starting to get involved as he has to.
Beautiful.
Good kick to Lucas. Now Lucas could go all the way here. He knows there's no one in the goal square. He goes with a long one. Lloyd into one out. He's dominant. Oh, this is vintage stuff suddenly, isn't it? They're turning the clock back to champs.
There's about half a dozen players that can do that in the competition, and he's probably the best at it.
Is that why you go to the weight room on a Monday morning?
That's why you do the big beach curls, Bruce. Have a look at this. Darren Glass is one of the strongest men in the competition. He held him off with the left, took it with the right. Got to remember, he's a natural left-hander.
Now, he missed an easy one in Sydney last week, but he'll kick this, the captain.
Oh, just pencil it in.
And listen to the roar now as they close in.
Lloyd, what a wonderful mark with Darren Glass growing out of his sternum. He hung on. John Worsfold, possibly for the second time tonight only, has cause for concern, something to think about. Umpire Kennedy to put it down. Seaby and Hill doing much better, got it down to Hurd. Strong tackle by Prentice. Hurd, his second opportunity, knocks it out. Hill feeds it forward. McPhee's got it now, and the Bombers continue to surge. Welsh going down towards the 50, spots a man in Dave, he just lobs it. Classical.
Well, Welsh, just beautiful play there. McPhee saw him, he had open space. Control. Oh, that's great play. That is great play. They're up now, the Bombers.
Most of his goals this season have been running goals. 2 from 13 have been set shots. Prefers them on the run, behind.
This is where the Eagles have been the best too, Dennis. Bringing the ball in from point kickings. They're almost unstoppable. They've got to stop this bit of play.
Here's Prentice, short, Braun. Prentice now 21 possessions. There goes the kick down towards the 50. McVeigh, well, apparently was okay. Jones, Lacroix, this could hurt. Long towards full forward. Lynch marks 5 metres out. Michael's on the ground. Lynch puts it through.
Bit undignified for Michael, wasn't it? That bit of play as he sprawled on the ground and Lynch strolled in. Hill working hard, so Davies miss. Costly at the other end. And West Coast so efficient in those kick-ins. They haven't had many tonight. Stengline bangs forward. Fletcher, the quarterback.
He's been good too, James Hurd.
And he's worked so hard after Jones ran off him a couple of times in the first quarter. Humphreys looked like he got a push there. Kerr, still back with Kerr to Rose, who was just so impressive in the opening half. He and Prentice were line ball, weren't they? They were just great. Stengline. Just how does this match sort itself out now? There's been an unusual game of footy.
It's just been a lot of almost swales within the game itself.
Jones, Lynch, well done, Michael. Hearn, paddled it out. Judd, Hurd got him. No free kick. Welsh, now a free. Hurd's playing an inspired 10 minutes, isn't he? To Monfries.
On this
to
wing
Hill.
again.
Now Hill's got Lloyd. Does he go over the top? Oh, it's just awful, isn't it? How's Judd going after that tackle?
Had to be a free kick. I think the umpire might have been thrown by the jangle of the Brownlows.
They were jangling all right. And some premierships too. That kick of Hill's, if it was a painting, you'd just rip it down, wouldn't you? It was just shocking.
Well, they get a chance to regroup. Laycock is up brilliantly. McPhee, well, just can't find the handle on the footy. Chick's got it now, feeds it off. They work it away. That was Hearn, I think, wearing a different number. Don't know what's happened there. Meantime, this is Jones storming through midfield. And again, the quick transformation. Staker off the hands of Lynch. Lines up and kicks it. Well, a mistake at one end, a goal at the other. We've seen it before.
That is one great piece of crumbing. That is one awful piece of ball handling here by McPhee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's almost had 5 goes at it. But have a look at this by Staker. The ball comes in. Good punch away. That is beautiful. That is just beautiful, instinctive crumbing. Oh, lovely play.
So a goal in every quarter for Staker. Those clangers, a couple of them have really hurt the Bombers. Hearn has changed his jumper. 25 to 35. So the pattern continues. Essendon challenge. They mess up. And West Coast make them pay big time. Peverill getting a fair bit of it. So they're doing okay out of the centre square here. Slattery ran into a brick wall.
No chance. No opportunity. Nah.
And Chick was the brick wall that he originally ran into.
Watched him last week. He was the angriest man I've ever seen play football last week, Daniel Chick.
Hill and Cox. So Hill doing okay since that first quarter. Slattery, Jason Johnson, Winderlick has been pretty important. Then Mark Johnson, Laycock's got it.
don't get involved. Yeah, I know, I will relax, but just don't get involved. You've got the kick.
So Lloyd just going back now. So they've played big forward, haven't they? Laycock,
Yep.
Lloyd and Lucas. It's been big targets, and they've been their main goal kickers, really. Kemper really got in for a couple in that second quarter, and Davey, but it's been the big guys.
Now, this is a big kick, Bruce.
It's 52 metres out. He is a good kick. That helps, doesn't it?
Well, one thing that the West Coast Eagles are proving is that you can kick a score against them. They got 5 goals in the second quarter against the West Coast, and they've now got another 4, so they can score pretty well, pretty quickly too. When they go inside quick, they do open up the West Coast defence, and it's been pretty impressive for the Bombers to be right in this game.
Laycock with the goal. He's got 2 now. And David Hill, instrumental at these centre bounces. Really has picked up after what was a very sluggish start. He was dominated by Cox. He comes again. Cox this time gets the first kick away, only as far as Hurd. Takes it off McPhee. Tonight that's not bad policy. Goes down towards half forward. Selwood's in the road though. Hand passes straight to Watson, just on the ground. Watson kept his head. Comes to Davey. Davey wants to go. Skid marks behind him. Kicks inside the forward 50. Glass this time. Wasn't going to lose 2 in a row. Got rid of Lloyd. Took the mark. Comes away. Well done, Darren Glass. Hurd over the top. Knocks it down to his own advantage. Knocked it away from Stenglein. Then fumbled. Stenglein went in hard on Hurd and relished that situation. And we'll have a ball up.
He's got another year in him, James Hurd. 20 possessions already. Been one of their best players so far this season.
Gee, Ox, let him get through.
Can we have another year out of him?
Let him get through the night.
No, let's get him another year.
Cox decisively to Braun, who's been quiet. Just 7 possessions. McPhee goes back. That's better. It's a Bronx cheer. He's on the wing. Laycock and Lloyd inside the 50. It's all 1 out inside the 50, and they don't go. Peverill running off half-back. This is Bolton. Terrible kick. Taken by Lloyd. Needs support. Watson in trouble. Nicely into the path of Johnson. Mark Johnson. Right on the 50. Steps around Selwood. Needs to be precise. Big fist away down there by Hunter. In front of the pack is Fletcher. He reeled it in. Holding the ball. Umpire Kennedy goes across. And certainly a number of West Coast Eagles telling him that wasn't the right decision, but Fletcher isn't one. He got a lot of advice as he went to that contest. Umpire Fletcher.
He'll kick this.
Watson. And just thinking about umpire Kennedy, he would have heard it all before, I'm sure.
Sure his dad be watching on. He is. 100% faith in this kick.
Watson comes in. Well, you've indicted the whole family now.
You'll get the next one.
You've turned it into a major crime, Ox.
Just dragged it a little bit.
Well, they've missed a couple. I mean, they're accurate on the board, 10-4, but Lloyd in the second term, not easy, but he would get 8 out of 10. He's such a good kick. Davey missed one, and now Watson missed arguably the easiest. Fletcher down the line. Welsh, we had an important touch a moment ago. Not many options. Gee, Staker was clever there, wasn't he? Kicks to centre wing. Hunter just got rid of Watson. Prittis, such a talent. Selwood was hurled up. Got it to Braun, who's had a quiet one. To Rosa, who's had a very, very busy one. Lynch and Michael. Jones, tackle.
A little bit of talent on the bench at the moment. There's Juddy, and Hurd is on the bench for the Bombers.
Hurd with 6 disposals in this term and over 20 for the match now. Davey went without it. CB just bounced it inside. Gee, next goal's important, isn't it? West Coast has been able to repel the Bombers tonight on a couple of occasions, but Essendon close enough to have real scoreboard pressure.
Nudge him out. Two actions, Dean.
David Hill has been the real difference getting the Bombers back into this. He's just unsettled Cox and causing him a lot of frustration at the moment.
Dennis, you reckon Sheeds would take 16 points? He was going to take 18 in the second and didn't get it. There's a long way to go before three-quarter time.
Not anymore, I think, Bruce. I think he'll want to be closer. I think momentum is still trying to shift. But then again, the West Coast Eagles aren't on top of the table because they'll turn it up. Don't worry about that. Michael comes out wide. Fletcher, who gave it to Michael, short to Lloyd. They're getting touches. The key players now for Essendon. That's important. Their confidence on the rise.
And they're actually hitting targets too, Dennis, which they weren't doing in the first quarter.
Fidel Castro would have hit that one. There goes the kick down towards half forward. In from the side, McVeigh off hands and across the line. Crunched was Monfries. Boundary throw in. But I know what you mean. Yes, they are. And they're going for them. Rosa.
Well, those two at the top of the list had a lot before half-time. They've been kept pretty quiet in the third term.
Cox backhands it down. Slattery emerging with it. Davey spots Winderlich. Winderlich dropped the mark. Not again. Winderlich. Jason Johnson 50 metres out. Long towards full forward. Going back Stenglein. And Stenglein will get a free kick against Monfries.
Another fumble. They become costly after a while.
It was a poor kick by Jason Johnson. Gave the forward no chance. Urapunda has been quiet since quarter time. Selwood back to Urapunda. So playing in the back half. Good play by Mark Johnson. Jason Johnson kicking in danger.
Mark's there.
And so it was given for in the back, but maybe the kicking in danger. So Camporelli with those goals in the second quarter that were important. McVeigh, Lloyd held on to, I thought. So Essendon deep in attack.
Just a look to the umpire. Let's have a look at it.
Well, hand on the jumper maybe for that moment. So the Bombers left forward pocket searching to close within two. Cox just gave Laycock a little shove. Laycock's handball. Camporelli did okay. Davey, can he get a handle on it? Bumped off it by Jones. Good pressure by Prittis on Watson. She had it for a while. Hunter goes back to Camporelli. Lucas, can he get onto the left? He does. Can he kick a goal? You betcha!
Game on now. Fantastic. They could have won a couple of free kicks there. Just kept it alive again. Could have been one there against Prittis. This should have been a free kick. And ample opportunity. Camporelli starting to really come into the match too. We thought Lucas might have gone onto the left, and he did. And he didn't let us down. Great goal. Great kick. Very good finish.
Was off the ground and he's back on the ground now. He was up and stripped before that goal was kicked. The message was down there. Judd back in the centre square, but the margin is back to just 10 points. Closing in on three-quarter time. Hill has been wonderful. Up with CB. Prittis taken high. No free kick. Jason Johnson dragged down. Peverill. Now a chance for Hurd. Lacking support. Heard the voice. Goes out wide. Hill. Back towards half-back and Ryder. They've come from nowhere, Essendon. They've been brave tonight. McVeigh on the wing. Over the head of Prittis. Bounces it down towards half-forward. Watson. Hard against the line. High ball. Lucas in front. Clears both he and Hunter. Bounces obligingly for Lucas. Tried to go through. Monfries. Good tackle from behind by Selwood. Coming through strongly was Lloyd. His hand pass chopped off. Jason Johnson to Watson. Slips it away. Monfries quiet for much of the night. Makes a noise.
Oh, what a goal. And the crowds come alive. Great hands in close there by the Bombers, where they've been fumbling all night. Just have a look at this. Good pickup. Could have won a free kick. Kept the ball alive. Hurd just showing really good composure. Still alive. 1, 2, quick, out. Great play there by the Bombers. Just bringing other players into the game.
As an old Bomber, Ricky, what's it bubbling like at ground level?
Oh, it's gone unbelievable down here. The Essendon supporters have just come out of their seat. They're roaring. It's that loud down here. And I think the Essendon players can really sense it. They're playing with a lot of momentum.
Well, they've got over a bridge almost, haven't they? They've got close enough now. That's been within 3 goals a couple of times, but they're within a kick. Pepperell's been so important.
So is this bloke.
Well, he's nearly BOG. Windelic's pace has been important. McVeigh. What a turnaround. They might be in front at three-quarter time.
Well, you thought 16 points was good enough,
I was
Bruce?
just teasing Dennis just to see a reaction. The kick towards Lloyd. He worked underneath. Good hands at the back, though. It was Rosa to Judd. And Judd very, very cleverly and skillfully to Rowan Jones. They hunted a run for him. So the champs of the West Coast Eagles are being asked a big question here. Hunter's kicked the centre half forward. It was an awkward ball. Bolton, free kick to Morton, I think.
Crowd won't like this.
You roll on top of his back.
Oh.
I got the ball. No, I know that, but you roll onto his back, Bolts.
It's been interesting with Bombers tonight. Their players have not argued with the umpires, have they? I mean, they've been bitterly disappointed. That's a pretty tough call in a way. It's sort of in the side then rolling onto the back.
Well, the good thing for the Bombers is Morton hasn't had a good night kicking-wise. So if anyone's going to have the ball in their hands, they'd be happy for Mitch to have it.
Well, he's out of his bad pocket. And the last time you gave a bloke a big rap, he missed. So see how you go here.
Yeah.
Reverse psychology.
Not bad looking kick off the
Straight through
boot.
the middle.
No doubt about you, Ox.
Go on, Bruce. Go on.
I am tempted to say something about you as a judge, Ox, but I'm not going there.
No, that might have been my problem. Just have a look at Chris Judd coming through here. Clean as a whistle, picks it up and just gets it out of the danger zone. Gee, that's a bit stiff. You win the footy and you roll on top of a bloke's back. Well, gee, that's harsh.
Lovely goal. Chris Judd, red-hot favourite for the Brownlow medal. These days, the AFL's best player does his hair with a towel, but back in 2004, he had hair when he won his last Brownlow. He'd have a couple of interesting photos should he win this year. Something to tell the grandchildren. Purtis out of the middle. Inside the 50. Reaching over the top was Ryder. Wrenches it away with strength. Oh, well done by Johnson. Mark Johnson gets through. Into the path of Pepperell. Held up inside the centre square. Now Hurd. Prodigious kick. Well, they're out of the contest, really. Lucas did well to get it on the ground. Spills out the back. Selwood taken high. That was clumsy. They had him in a triangulation of fire, but somehow they didn't do the right thing. No doubting the free. Close to the boundary. Judd again. Loops it over the top. Demanding run from Jones. Judd up to 21 possessions now. Beautiful kick, Jones. Lacroix settles. Kicks long. No relayed kick. Cox in front. Hands to it. Spills. Now an opportunity for Morton. Arrived quickly. Almost got through. Did the next best thing. Gave it to Brown. Brown hit the post. They were through. That could prove costly. Just over 2 minutes till three-quarter time.
That's pressure. That is pressure. The Bombers are starting to get their own perceived pressure now. The Eagles are starting to feel it.
That had goal written all over it, didn't it?
Yep.
Hurd. Huge third quarter from Hurd.
How good is he? But he's had 23 touches. Just been wonderful.
So he goes back to Welsh. I reckon they might take the 11 points, Dennis, right now.
No, roll the dice, Bruce. Come on.
McVeigh wide. This has been a great effort by the Bombers. They've really worked their way back in.
They do get a goal before three-quarter time. You go into that huddle with such more emotion to get that one goal closer, right near the siren. I think they become important.
I think they're aware of the time and they want to build. They've still got time to take it down the other end and kick a goal. Whoops.
Oh, no.
So the key here is to give yourself one good opportunity and prevent the opposition from having a chance. Can they be skillful enough to keep the ball out of West Coast hands here?
I think you call this game plan, it's codenamed bore and score.
got to be some sort of a dangle on the end of it, Dennis. Because right now we're in the first part of that. It's
Yes.
Fletcher to Bolton. So they've worked at 50 metres.
All right, time to go now.
Well, I've had the ball. Do you want to try and score? It's up to you.
Okay, put me in, Bruce. Put me in, coach. There's Fletcher. Might just be bore and bore. Actually, I think I've got a typo here, Bruce. It says bore and snore. Bolton in the back pocket. Clock is running down. Crowd is getting restless. Bolton takes off. Well, it could be a score at the wrong end. Judd turns up, almost got the football. Ryder under pressure. Here we go. Watson out of defence, up towards the wing. Johnson didn't get there. Took it on the half volley. Quickly away. Peverill stops it. Needs support. Stood up in the tackle. Slipping over was Slattery. So a chance with 9 seconds to go for the West Coast Eagles. A chance for Lacroix. Sets it up. Cox launches himself. Fletcher punches it away. In front was Lynch, charging into the pack down there, and being held up was Glass. And there's the siren. 3/4 time. Not quite sure what that was all about at the finish. 11 points the difference. 13-9 to 12-4.
Was the goal kickers that did the damage. Lloyd and Lucas and Monfries in that term as the Bombers came charging back and are within touch at 3/4 time. What an exciting third quarter it was. 76-87. So going to hear from Kevin Sheedy shortly. Tim Watson, they turned it around in a couple of places, and one of them was the clearances.
That's exactly what they did, Bruce, and they needed to too. They got more powerful at the stoppages. They were able to get there in numbers, and once they got there, they were actually able to use the ball quickly by hand. Here's Slattery out to Johnson, over the top to Winderlich, out to Johnson, and that's a good kick inside 50 to find Laycock. 4-1 the marks that quarter inside 50. And that's a good result as we go down to the ground. Ricky Olenshaw's got the Essendon coach, Kevin Sheedy.
Sheeds, great third quarter. What do you think got the boys back into the game?
Oh, look, I think they showed a lot of spirit, a lot of courage. They've got courage to run with the ball. Coming off half-back has been very good. And I think in general, really, they know it's an opportunity to mid-season grand final for them. And that's a test for us because, we played pretty well against most of the sides up there that everybody picked for the top 6. So that's an opportunity we don't want to miss out on.
Great. Go on, Sheedy. Got a good value. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Rick. Always media-friendly. Kevin Sheedy, and there's James Hird, so busy in that third term. 25 possessions so far. Being worked on, and he earned that work.
11 possessions and 3 clearances in the third quarter alone, Dennis.
His career high, 34. It came against the West Coast Eagles, round 3, 2004, on a Saturday night here at the Dome. Well, if he gets 34 tonight, Essendon win. 13-9, 12-4. An amazing game. It's been a roller coaster ride. He's been great since quarter time. He was great in the opening term. We're underway. Final quarter, Friday Night Football. Umpire Kennedy and game number 400. Put it down. There's Hird, slaps it out. Hill falling to the ground. Welsh had it, lost it. Knocks it forward though. Peverill gets it away. They combine around the outer side. Johnson went to Hird. Kicks inside the 50. Hunter leads back. Hasn't got much support except the boundary line. How will they call it? Well, act of God. Boundary throw in.
Just have a look at this. It's been nearly 100 years since the Bombers have won 3 straight matches since trailing at 3/4 time. They've done it the last 2 weeks. That's what they're faced with here. That would be some sort of history tonight. Hurd's kick. Where does Dennis come up with these? Lucas. That was a Josh special, that one.
My ball's touched
That is an unbelievable stat.
So 1908's the last time the Bombers won 3 matches in a row after trailing at three-quarter time.
And we need to say, not a lot of these players in that side.
Not even Hurd or Fletcher.
Hayden Kennedy was umpiring that.
He was.
Judd to Fletcher, the Chad variety, North African, out wide, and gets to Glass.
Was that Sheeds' first year?
No, I think he's firmly entrenched by then.
So Glass down the line to Rosa. Back inboard.
Oh, they got one boo.
To
and
Jones.
They did it for 5 minutes at the end of the third quarter. They're a harsh crowd, this one.
So a careful West Coast here. Hearn out wide. Stengline.
Just waiting for something to open up here, Bruce.
Staker's been good. Wide, not a great kick. Hill underneath, couldn't quite take the mark. Chick came in hard and high. Michael got a hand in there. Davey, whose ability to get to contest I thought was really important in the third quarter, and a ball up.
What's Hearn doing? He's gone back to number 25, so obviously trying to shake a tag out there, I would think. 35 in the last quarter. Back to 25.
Didn't shake a commentator though, Dennis. You're up.
No, we got him. Here's Davey in trouble. Was he speared? Not according to the umpire. Slattery gets it away to Peverill, who kicks it up towards the wing. Brown stretched, didn't take the mark. Met solidly with Selwood. It was okay. Lloyd got him. And as a result, the man on the ground, Rose, has got no support. Alongside, Selwood was feeling the worse for wear. He's alive and unwell. And that's fair enough. Didn't cop the head, but that hurt. He's played well tonight, Selwood, as he normally does. McPhee up very high into the path of Hurd, tracks it, feeds it back. Peverill runs beyond the wing, looks inside the forward 50. Laycock will be outnumbered. They need it to stay in the air. Well, it comes forward. Eagles with the numbers. Well done, Slattery, after the hand pass from Glass. Now Jason Johnson goes to Winderlick. In the square is Lucas. Not required. Winderlick will go back and kick it goal.
A super important tackle then that that Lloyd placed upon Glass. He was coming out, strong body, strong enough to hold him up, and then numbers just prevailed. Winderlick just snuck down on the outer side of the ground and had probably 60 to 70 metres by himself.
How about the skipper? The bump and then the tackle. Setting the tone in the early going in this final quarter. Winderlick comes in, gets the goal, and it's under a goal.
Slattery's been good, hasn't he? In close. Winderlick's goal important. Hurd, outstanding. 7 disposals in the last 10 minutes. He was so good in that third quarter.
Said more than anyone, 28 possessions.
He might be on for that career high. What a night to do it.
He's almost been one of the best on the ground too, he's Hill. He's been exceptional after quarter time.
Almost one of the best. Come on.
Almost. Oh, well, I can't. James Hurd has been exceptional.
Peverill's been so good as well. He had a lot of disposals in the third quarter, along with Hurd. Lucas on the lead. Jones. So no free kick to Lucas. Back to Judd. They need a big last quarter from the champ. Hunter's kick down the line. Cox's hands, terrific. So now West Coast to go forward. Judd running, but Peverill with him. So Cox decides another option.
High ball. McPhee is going back. Wonderful courage. Wonderful mark. Hit the ground running. The hand pass not so good. Fletcher, McPhee, Winderlick will need to go, and he does. Wonderful running. Couldn't pull up before Burke Street. He's at right half back. Little chip, short of the wing. Momentum with the Bombers. McVeigh to Bolton. Bolton can go. Lloyd wants it out in front. The kick, well, it was a compromise. Slattery to Lucas. Long kick, Lucas. This for the lead. The roof is on. It's about to be blown off.
What about that? Winderlick in trouble. Coming off. He wasn't able to pull up. Watson coming on for him. Great transfer of play though. Had the loose play. I'm not sure if Bolton was after that target, but he gave it off, and Lucas, he finishes so well. The best finisher in the business. James Hird just coming out now. They got 5 in the square. He thought about it. Smart thinking by the skipper. The ex-skipper. But Hird just came out of the square then, Bruce. He realised that they had too many in there. Smart play.
Winderlick's been important. West Coast has led since the 66-second mark, we're told, when Hearn kicked that goal. Bombers have not been in front all night. They are right now. What a fabulous comeback. And Hill again to Johnson. Lucas and Lloyd, who have been so important since half-time. Davey did well, but so did the man with him there. It was a terrific contest, and it was Hearn I'm talking about who put West Coast in front in the first minute. Cox wide. Win, lose or draw, you feel like the Bombers have made a statement here tonight, don't you? Jones to Fletcher. Good kick to Rosa. Remember, West Coast has lost their last 2 away from Perth. They want the win. Jones to the goal square. Big fly from CB. Johnson. McVeigh decided not to concede. Must have looked at the scoreboard and saw that they were a point in front. And Peverill, who's just blue collar at its best, gives it to white collar. Back to Bolton. And a chance now.
White collar was Colin. Here's Slattery away from half-back, and it's actually Camporelli. He was run down. Was that in the back? Stenglein went to ground. Jones got it to Selwood. Untidy hand pass. Check. Interesting stuff. Just sling a boot at it. Camporelli's hand pass goes to Braun, who was taken high. A bit going on at the Dome right now. There's Lynch up ahead.
Isn't there been some good efforts too, just in close tackles.
There's Jones. Slapped away by Davey. Jones worried out of it. The speed of Davey was a concern there. Hearn comes back to Braun. They reload. Kick inside the 50. Reaching around was Hird. Got a fist on it. McPhee, blondes everywhere. Like the main street in Helsinki. Mark Johnson goes out wide. Taken by Lloyd. Into Mines. In fact, 3. That is not the side to go. He goes on his right boot. Close to the boundary line. Reaching over the top. Staker. Well played, Staker. Great poise. Braun feeds it forward. Rosa's in trouble. Back to Braun. Hasn't had the best of nights. Corralled by Watson. Gives it off to Stenglein.
Who runs very hard for him. It's been a fascinating passage of play, this one. And the Bombers put the tackle on. And that says so much about where West Coast are now. What about Winderlick, Rick?
Yeah, Winderlick just came off the ground, totally spent. His gut running has been fantastic tonight. He came off cramping in both calves and dry reaching, so the legs have been important this last one without Stanton.
They didn't panic, West Coast, Ev. They had nowhere to go in the end. And Essendon hassled them out of it. So suddenly, we've got an arm wrestle now, haven't we?
What a fantastic game of football.
And again, another stat. It's been a long time since they've beaten a team on top of the table. So the Bombers on the brink of something, perhaps. Still a long, long way to go. Camporelli, Lloyd, quickly round the body. Bouncing ball important. Laycock over the top. Now Lucas on his wrong side, but he takes him on and kicks a fifth.
The bounce of the ball. That was a wrong'un. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. Fantastic. The ball came in here. Lloyd playing front. One grab. That was just unbelievable. I thought Scotty was going to go to his right. Thought, no, think better of that. Go to the trusty left.
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. His biggest mistake, Scott Lucas, was to be born in an era of great centre-half forwards. because he is a wonderful player. 5 goals again tonight. We've talked about collars, blue, white. Well, he just wears his singlet and brings a lunch pail every time he plays. Scott Lucas. John Worsfold on the phone. It's slipping away. Peveril didn't have the football. Peveril lays it off. Don't need a rush of blood. Camporelli inside the 50. In front. Down there was Lloyd. Almost fell into his lap. McPhee. Welsh. They've got 2-on-1. Lucas camped underneath it. Must get a free kick. No. Punched away. Good defence then by Hunter. That's what we'll say. Seaby. Rosa at half-back. Can the Eagles regroup? This is a real test of their mettle now. Jones has been very good across half-back. Kicks beyond the wing. In front, leaping high was Morton. From behind, though, it was fisted away by the defender, Bolton. In front of the pack, it's taken by Rowan Jones. Goes out to Lacroix. Wheels around. Here come the West Coast Eagles. Down towards Judd. He was held. Chris Judd will get the free kick.
There it is.
And not a word from Mark McVeigh.
That is a directive, no doubt, from the coaching staff of the Essendon Football Club that if a free kick is given, just get on with it. And that was there.
Manly gets his goals on the run. His third from a set shot is right there, and how timely is that?
Judd gets the goal. He's playing forward, Ricky. Why is that, do you reckon?
Yeah, well, I noticed him halfway through the third quarter labouring. He was tagged by Peveril. He was struggling for legs. They moved up the forward pocket. He is having bandage around his left thigh. So I'm just wondering whether he has got a slight injury there.
So Judd in the goal square at the moment. West Coast get back to a point. Monfries, high ball. Lucas and Hunter. Winderlick back on the ground. Rosa with him.
Oh.
Did well, Rosa.
Couple of free kicks there.
Go away. Just got him high, okay?
Camporelli, he's done okay tonight, but in this last quarter under the extreme heat, he's made a couple of blues, one at half-back a moment ago, and just then he had to be more careful than that.
Sloppy free kicks in a pressure game like this, even more costly.
It's just like West Coast have caught their breath again, isn't it? Taken a deep one and now starting to gather. Seaby at centre wing. Kick inside the 50. Michael read it well. Jones's hands were quick. Lacroix over the top. Hunter, who loves to go forward. Lucas has gone with him.
Some tired boys after this game tonight. Sheed's just giving directions. Gee, what a job he's done to get this side back into it.
So West Coast deep inside their 50.
CB backhands it down, stolen by a Satterley, or Slattery rather. #1 ticket holder for the West Coast Eagles getting a kick. There's Bolton beyond the wing towards half forward. He'll be delighted. Staker, well done, well controlled. The short one is on. Lacroix has it. Plays on. Kicks. A penetrating kick inside the forward 50. Falls at the back. Lynch deep in the pocket. Hand passes towards the square. Lloyd goes back. Fletcher confronts him. And the ball is knocked across the boundary line. Throw in. Right full forward. Point the difference.
Still going tall, the Bombers, in their forward line. Lucas and Laycock.
Seaby. Off hands. Judd a constant threat down there. Stengline upended. Not 15. Play-on's the call. Morton somehow got away. Dragged down. Leading back is Lynch close to the boundary line. Over the top comes Michael, and he's content to see it trickle out of bounds.
Did well there, Michael. He's had a good duel with Lynch.
Aren't they very careful not to give away a free kick? James Hurd just having a rest. He'll come back on and play a major factor in the last 5 minutes.
Clearances in favour of the Bombers. McVeigh. Good kick to Welsh. In short, now Winderlick. We know he's a runner. Every time he gets it, he takes off. This time hurled up. Now, it's a long way to full forward from here. And he is uncertain. He's going to come wide to Lloyd, who's drifted back. Now, Lucas on the burst. Lloyd wide. Good kick. Lucas, he's got to keep it in here. Slattery. Kerr, who's been pretty quiet, Kerr. What's he had, Kerr? He's had 11 only. 2 kicks and 9 handballs.
Almost forgotten he was playing until you saw him there.
Well, the 2 players that have really dropped off. Prentice had no touches this quarter. Kerr only the 1.
Here's the bounce just inside the boundary line. Rucks lock up. Hurd. No way through there. Prittis as if on cue. A sort of possession. Moved it about 15 metres under the circumstances. Pretty good. Chad Fletcher back to Prittis. Well, you brought the best out in him, Ox. Clears Welsh, who leads back in the race, though. Slips it away very quickly. Peverill practising his boundary throw in. Selwood, tackle down there. Great tackle, Welsh. Driven forward by Jason Johnson. Slapped away by Seaby. Kerr onto the loose ball. Hand pass. Well, that's got some danger in it. Mark Johnson came up, tackled Stengline, but not before Wirrapunda slipped away with the football. This is Jones. Comes back to Stengline. Chance to regroup. Up the middle. Prittis suddenly into the action. Times the release. Jones on the overlap. He's away. His side down by a point. Runs through midfield. Oh, clever kick. And certainly on that occasion, Essendon had trouble keeping up with the Joneses. Rowan's got it. 40 metres out. The pace of Jones through midfield, Brett Jones, and the little finish there, exquisite.
Not going to put the moz on him, Dennis.
He's not the best kick in the world. I'll do it for you. In he comes from 50, Rowan Jones. Scores a level.
So quickly, McVeigh, well, seemed a strange choice.
That is a big mark by Johnson. He was outnumbered 3-1.
No hands in the back.
Ooh.
See, the hands came out, didn't they?
There they were. McPhee coming off.
Winderlick to Welsh. He's done well, Welsh. Really well. He's had a good season. Playing as a defensive forward type. Bolton, who's done the job tonight. He did it on Braun early. Had the job on Goods last week. Short, McVeigh. So both teams just slowly building up. Careful not to turn it over. All the players in the Essendon half. Can Lloyd take another mark? Not quite this time. And Lacroix runs it over. So was this hands in the back? It looked like it might have been.
Yep.
Wonder if Richo is watching tonight. So all square. 5 more scoring shots. West Coast. Peverill. And suddenly goals are hard to come by.
Well, Bolton has done a good job because Braun, he's only had the 12 touches and he's been racking up big numbers in recent weeks. So there's been a few players that have really holded a lot of prime movers for the Eagles.
Prittis slides in like a base runner going to second. Got it to Kerr, put down strongly. Glass emerges back to Prittis. Little chip towards the wing. Rosa with wonderful courage. Some young players to really like in this Eagles outfit. Rosa back across the ground. Another one. We talked about them before the game. Prittis, Rosa and now Selwood. The trio. Runs it up towards the middle. Goes to Hearn. Well, Hearn had to hold up. They were trying to release him to get that kick away. Forced to kick short this time to Rosa. Thought about going back to Hearn. Hearn couldn't get the football. Down goes Morton. There's a whistle.
Good
and the
pressure.
ball up on the 50.
Just good pressure again. Couple of chases there by Davey. Prittis, the bloke we were just mentioning, he's had 5 quick touches.
Hearn was stiff, wasn't he? Because he had Davey chasing. Anyone else, I think he was away because he's quick, Hearn. Kerr. Kick by Braun to the goal square. Judd held on to. Bay wrapping his hands around him. So how come that's not a free kick?
They coughed.
Hill and Cox, and now Cox and Hill again. Did very well, Hill. Monfries, Watson, Peverill. Can't get a clear handball. Lacroix hooks back to the goal square. And Hill, they don't want to concede a behind here, but perhaps he should have. Judd trying to work some magic. Coughed it up, Monfries. Michael had to get it on the boot in a hurry. Slattery had to hold his ground against Kerr. How long can you have it, Humphrey?
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Did he think that he didn't have a prior opportunity?
Got the ball. Had to get in time to get rid of it.
Fair enough, Hump. Neither side getting the rub of the green. They've got those uniforms on tonight. Slapped out of there. Kerr finds he's through. 45 metres out. Hunter on the lead, had it knocked away. Kerr comes again. Tackled by Fletcher, diving in with Slattery. Over the top comes Fletcher. Scores locked at 94 apiece.
Oh, fantastic play there by Dustin Fletcher. He made up so much ground. Kirk should have had a shot on goal. That would have been the team thing to do, but wrong option.
Well, he erred on the side of doing the right thing in terms of his teammates, I suppose, but it was a mistake. Now a free kick is going to the Bombers down there to be taken by Monfries. Always feel better if you try to do the right thing and it doesn't come off. Winderlich back on the ground. He's at right half back.
10 minutes since the last goal, Dennis. That was Judd's.
A real tug of war now. Mark Johnson gets a free kick. Wanted to go.
No, come back. He's not around his line.
Well, why isn't it 50? Maybe the umpire wanted to set him on his mark. How do we know?
Oh.
Johnson goes up towards Hurd, who slipped over. And in the back against Braun. Hurd's got the ball to Peveril. The game in the balance comes to Hill.
Oh, he's been good.
One of the prime movers, Hill, needs a long kick. Don't worry about the short stuff. Hill, half distance kick down towards McVeigh. McVeigh's taken the mark behind Judd. And umpire Kennedy was right there. Judd doesn't say a word. No time off in this term. I think when he went forward, that was normally his resting time on the bench. They weren't prepared to do it. McVeigh, a long kick. You wouldn't think distance will be a problem. If he's going to miss, you would think in the far pocket. Eagles need a man there. Goes across in that direction. They've got three of them. Cox takes it. They were slow to get there, but they got there. They're pretty tired.
They are tired, very, very tired. They had to just punch that through, the Bombers, at the very least.
And really, for the first time tonight, the time is a factor, isn't it? We're inside the last 4 minutes. It's been 12 minutes and anyone's kicked a goal. Both teams going up and down on the one spot.
Some tired boys out there,
Brett
Bruce.
Jones to Cox. It might be next goal wins. Cox through the centre.
Oh!
To McPhee. Every decision important. Lloyd wants it long in the goal square. He's one out. McPhee comes very wide. Can Lloyd keep it in? No.
Not 2 weeks in a row.
What was that? That kick in.
That was a poor option, poor decision making again, and McPhee's had trouble with that all night.
He's had a bad night, McPhee. He's had 15 very good minutes in this last quarter, but he's had some poor decisions. Hill, can he score anything? No. Well, we had a draw last weekend, and right now we're sitting on 94 apiece. 3 minutes remaining.
Means a lot more. Means a lot more, I reckon, to Essendon and their finals chances tonight.
West Coast led by 36 points in this match early on.
Well, the arguments are raging down there. Nothing doing. Tossed in. Cox and Hill. Forward of the pack, Stengline falling to the ground, got it away to Prittis. Held up. Braun knocks it to his own advantage. Gets an obliging bounce. Runs out towards halfback, across to Hearn. Really tied up for room. Good bump, Johnson. Wirrapunda went down. Welsh gives it away to Winderlich. Winderlich kicks inside the forward 50. Hill! After Cox stumbled, Hill has taken the mark.
Been fantastic. What a big kick for the young man. He's been down on confidence for 5 or 6 weeks, Hill. Oh, great effort.
Now, he's normally a long kick too, but
oh, Dennis, don't.
He has reason to be very tired. Any score, and the Bombers lead. Under 2 minutes in this game. Hill, 51 metres out. Distance is no problem. Accuracy is. And now the West Coast Eagles with a chance to mount an attack from defence, something they do very well.
Do they have the energy to pull it off here? Jones at half-back.
Gonna go the other one.
Rose was a terrible handball. He had to stop and wait.
Not a bad result.
Good free kick to give away. Jones's handball put Rose Jones's handball put Rosa onto the pump.
Essendon fans not happy with that, but I don't think they understand.
They can now man up, and everybody has gone into the West Coast forward half.
Except for Jones is free, so he can play on because McPhee had to come off the mark. Good decision to go with Jones.
So Rosa to load up. Not a lot of energy in that kick. Big fly, Staker at the back. Handball, Camporelli got hold of it. Every one-on-one important. Jones
You're
got
in
on top
trouble.
of it. He's gone.
Oh, that has
Big
to be.
try.
Oh, no.
No!
Oh, dear.
Oh, that is horrible. Horrible.
Cox and Hill. So Braun's free kick against Camporelli. Braun from about 70. High ball to fall forward. Judd at the back, nearly. Bombers swarm all over the Eagles. So a rush behind here would be pretty handy.
Umpire Vozzo made those two decisions down here across half forward. I think as they come off, Hayden Kennedy will remember his 400th, particularly if the Bombers don't win. They lead by a point. Clock running now. It's right on the minute. Will the West Coast Eagles try and force her behind? Fletcher, rider down there, comes to check, upended. In goes Judd, the champ, run into a dead end. And look at that. He was swarmed by 5 Bombers. Clock stops, 49 seconds.
Wow.
This is the best rule they've changed, I reckon, in the last 5 years.
No doubt.
Clock restarts. Cox over the top. Watson slips it away. Hurd got it from Fletcher. Clears the zone. And like an obedient dog, that ball found the boundary. Wonderful kick, James Hurd.
31 touches to Hurd.
Well, they beat one grand finalist by a point last week. Can they beat the Premiers by a point tonight?
Oh, he's been good, Hill.
Important touch, Camporelli to Peveril. Well, plenty of time. I say plenty of time, 30 seconds remaining for West Coast. They need to win this stoppage. Cox, Slattery was good, doesn't go far, but every second counts now. Cox clever, Welsh important, Braun good, back to Welsh, back to Braun, to Kerr, Kerr to Hearn, he kicks it a long way, he gets it to the goal square, and belted away and out of play. Fletcher was in there.
Look at the time, Bruce. There's about 4 seconds, maybe 3 to go.
What an extraordinary finish. The last play of an amazing night. Magnificent finish to just a great night of footy. Got to be the most important win for the Bombers in a long time. To beat Sydney last week in Sydney by a point. But this was a lot sweeter, I reckon. Here's Scotty Lucas with Rick.
Scotty, these Essendon boys are loving this win. Bruce about to come off.
Yeah, look, a huge result against the top team who have just been so consistent the last 2 or 3 years, and we're just looking to improve each week, and it was a really good effort by the boys.
Especially you got smashed in that first quarter. What turned it around?
Oh, look, you're right, we just didn't get our hands on the ball. Look, we had to keep putting our head over it, and eventually we'd get our hands on it, or so we thought, and we did, and we just worked our way back into it slowly.
And what was going through your mind when David Hill had the ball on 50?
Please tick it very straight.
Go to Rio. Thanks, mate. Go to mate.
He was so good, Scotty Lucas, wasn't he? Like that man, James Hurd.
And the umpire's away scot-free after that interview with Scott Lucas. But I think the umpiring in that last quarter will come under scrutiny. It just didn't gel with what we knew the rules to be. Let's go down to Ricky again. He's talking this time with Dustin Fletcher.
Fletcher, balls coming into that goal square. What was going through your mind?
Oh, mate, you couldn't rush a point because they only had we're up by a point, so I got a fist on one and just went out of bounds, thank God.
You got to take the credit of actually aiming for the boundary line?
Yeah, I'll take the credit on the case like this. I'll probably have to take it.
It was a great win, wasn't it? He got smashed early, but the boys really ran that ball through the corridor.
Yeah, ordinary start, but the way we, came back and to win some close games is very good.
He's that crowd's loud, aren't they?
It was pretty good, mate.
It was great play, son.
They played in the premiership together. When you think back, Dennis, so often in the last quarter, they actually refused to concede a point, the Bombers.
A couple of times across the goal line. We remember, I think it was Fletcher again, wasn't it?
Let's go down to James Hird.
Unbelievable win, mate. Thanks for ruining my tie, too.
It wasn't a very good tie anyway, mate. That was last 3 weeks we won by points. You wouldn't read about it. It's footy is just so much fun. It's great.
I reckon it's so much fun. That means you're going to go on next year when you start playing footy like this.
No, mate, this is it. I'm just going to enjoy the next few games and who knows what's going to happen.
Well, it looks like a real chance this year, isn't it, the way they're going?
Oh, let's not go too early. We've got to try and make the finals. We've got a lot of hard games ahead, but that was just awesome. Great fun.
Yeah, your hands look great, mate, don't you?
Gee, Dennis, they won 3 matches last year. They're sitting 7 and 4.
A couple of quality players make all the difference, don't they?
Hird and Watson, they were embracing, weren't they, in 1993? Another Watson.
That's right. James Hird, like a wide-eyed rookie there, celebrating 32 possessions. We said his career high 34 also against the West Coast Eagles. He reserves his best games for this club from the West.
A couple of captains embracing there, and they're a proud club, and they've had one of their proudest nights. It was the Bombers in the end in an absolute thriller, 95 to 94.